any comment, please share it with me. But sit back, relax, and let's go into the show. It will be a blessing if I hear your voice in the show. God bless you.
Women of influence. The glory of the Lord shine on you. Arise, shine, for your light now has come. Women of influence, the glory of the Lord shine on you. Oh, the glory of the Lord shine on you.
Hello, good afternoon and good morning, good evening, depending where you are watching from. But we are very, very grateful that you decide to join us today, because today is very, very awesome topic we are going to talk about, and I think it's going to be a blessing for you, your children, your aunties, even men, because some men also suffer breast cancer. It's amazing. The first time I heard a man having, I'm like, what? But it happened. So we are going to talk about how to really take care of our breasts, so breast health. How can we take care of it and make sure that we are not victim of what is going on now? Because for me, it's really hitting home, and it's coming like younger and younger. What is going on? Why? When we were growing up, when we said somebody have breast cancer, it means that they were very old. Now it's not that. So I want us to pay attention. I believe God have anointed you. I believe you can pray for demons to fly. But guess what? If you don't take care of your health, I've seen a lot of anointed men and women of God who are no more because of lack of information, lack of discipline, and taking care of this body that God have given us. So I have a wonderful, wonderful friend of mine, a sister, who is in the field. She's just not a pastor, but she's in the medical field, and she's going to help us to talk about how to take care of our health. Okay, these nice girls here, how to take care of them. Okay, so please, woman of influence, share the video. Let's use a little bit of our time to share the video. We are on YouTube right now, so please, you can watch us there. You can share it. We are on Instagram. You can watch it there. And we are on Facebook. Facebook, we are screaming from Woman of Influence, not Victoria Creppy. I'm here to share it on my page, okay? So share it, like Woman of Influence on Facebook, so that when we are live, it will be easy for you to be part of it. So thank you so, so much. Let's use about just 2 minutes and share the video, so it's easy when we start the show. So let's just use just a few minutes of our time right now and share the video. Share it with your friends and tag them to come in right now. Let's do that right now. Just some few minutes. It's going to be a blessing, so you don't want anybody to miss it. Okay, so let's use a few minutes of our time and share the video right now. Okay. Thank you so much. Princess, can you check Woman of Victoria Creppy and see if it's there? I just share it there, so. Yes. Okay, good. Let's try and share. If you're on WhatsApp, if you're on WhatsApp page, just share it there. Okay, just share it there with somebody. Let it be a blessing to them. let it be a blessing, to them. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. People are coming in. Thank you for watching, Sister O'Neill. Thank you so much for watching. Let me share it on some of the page I am on. Share it in your groups, okay? Share it there. This is a very important topic, woman health. So we want to make sure that it's a blessing to somebody. The Bible says that lack of knowledge, my people perish. We don't want to perish because of lack of knowledge. I think last year I was talking to one woman of God that I know, and we were talking about this, and she said that, I haven't, go and check myself for a couple of, years now. And I'm like, why? She said, because I don't have insurance. I was so disappointed. And I'm like, you live in America and you are telling me you don't have insurance, so you cannot go and check your girls? That is wrong. You don't need insurance. There are a lot of clinics. There are lots, especially in October, you see the cars parks all around, okay, all around, and you can just go and make sure that you are checked. It's just lack of knowledge. This is not something that you want to put off. This is not something that you want to joke about, because it's very important. It's your own health. It's very, very, important. So thank you so much for joining us. And I have Pastor Nana here to help us to go through what we are talking about, breast health. So, Pastor, welcome to Woman of Influence, and thank you so much. I know you are so busy, and you drove almost like an hour to get here, so we don't take your coming for granted. So thank you so much. All right. So when we talk about breast health, what are we talking about? When we talk about breast health, what are we talking about?
So before we even talk about breast health,
okay.
Women's health is a very, very important topic.
Yeah.
Because women's health is anything and everything that contributes to the well-being of a woman, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. Wow. So when it comes to that, the breast is part of the woman.
Yeah.
Gone are the days when many of the research that were performed on men. The men were used as a yardstick to find solutions to problems. But thank God that now it has expanded to the point where women are also seeking help, and they are getting answers to things that was not working for them because it was initially researched on men. So thank God for that. So the breast is a very important part of the woman's body.
Yeah.
And when something happens to the breast, it can affect the whole body.
Wow.
Okay? So anything that distorts the natural function of the breast is a breast disease.
Okay.
Like a lump, when the shape of the breast changes, or if you see any scaling or redness or dimpling in the breast that was not there before, you have to seek help. You have to go to the doctor to get it checked out.
Wow. Wow. That is very important. And so especially I know sometimes they teach us how to examine, to find out if your breasts have changed, in any way. But it's the information that they give us. But when do you do those things?
So pretty much you have to start doing your self-breast exam when a girl gets her period.
Okay.
She has to be taught how to do her self-breast exam. Okay? Because 80% of breast cancer is driven by estrogen.
Okay.
And estrogen is a dominant hormone in women. Men have estrogen as well, but we as women have the dominant hormone because it is produced in our ovaries. Men don't have ovaries. Men don't have uteruses. Women do. And the majority of our hormones is produced from our ovaries, which is where the eggs are released.
Okay.
And so once a girl reaches puberty and she gets her period, she needs to be taught how to do self-breast exam, which is done every month after your period.
Okay.
The reason why we have to teach girls how to do self-breast exam once they reach puberty or once they get their period is because you have to, every woman's breast is different, and every woman's breast feels different. So you have to teach them how to be comfortable with themselves, number one, and also how to feel what their breast feels like, so that they will know what is normal to them, so that if there is any change in their breast, they will be able to let somebody know about it.
Okay.
So the primary goal is to be comfortable with your own body because it's yours. And secondly, to get used to your breast tissue, how it feels like. Some women have very, very, they call them fibrocystic breasts.
Okay.
It's very lumpy and bumpy.
Yeah.
Some women also have very smooth textured breasts. So knowing what your breast feels like is a plus, so that when you feel something different, you'll be able to seek the help that you need.
Wow. So if you are watching us, welcome to Woman of Influence. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, this show is very important because we are talking about woman health. And of course, when we talk about breast cancer, it's not even just women. It's some men too. Please, if you are watching as a man, send it to your wife. Okay? Forward it to your wife. Maybe she's at work. Forward it to your sister. Because lack of knowledge, there are a lot of things that can be prevented. There's a lot of things that when they see early, they can help you. There is no need to sit down and you don't even, some of us don't even know the difference. And, you know, so one day you just wake up, you are going to your normal, then they tell you, hey, you have stage 2, you have stage 3, and all those things. And I'm like, were you even checking your body? But it's not as easy as we say. That's why it's important to get, you know, information like this so that all of us are going to be aware. So, Pastor, what are some of the steps? So in case you check yourself, you know, after your menses and everything, and you know that things have changed. It's not normal. Maybe it's heavy, a little bit heavy. There's pain, you know, and all those things. What are some of the steps you have to take when you notice something like that?
So first of all, before we get to there, the reason why we usually tell women to check their breasts after they finish their menses is because during or when it is getting closer to your menses or during your menses, because of the hormonal changes that is going on in your body, your breast can be a little bit tender, can be a little bit swollen. And so the tendency of you not being able to really feel everything is very high because it hurts.
Okay.
And once your period is over, that episode of tenderness has subsided or is gone. So a woman is really able to feel her breast and is able to do it. You can do it in the shower with your hand up like this.
Okay.
Or you can do it laying down on your bed with your hand up like this.
Okay.
They have a lot of videos online, if you go on YouTube, that can show you how to do your breast exam. When you go to your doctor's office for your yearly checkup as a woman, for your women's health checkup, they do what is called clinical breast exam, where the doctor feels your breast all around, and they can also teach you how to do it.
Okay.
We're not going to go through that because that you can find online. If you go to YouTube and you say, how do you perform a self-breast exam? Is many videos are going to pull up and it's going to show you how to do that. So what you need to know is that you need to do it after your period is over. You need to get comfortable with your breast. You need to know what it feels like so that you will be able to know if something changes. Now, if you feel your breast and for some reason, one time you feel that it feels different, or there's something that you're feeling that you've never felt before, don't hesitate, don't be afraid. What you need to do is go to your doctor and let your doctor do that exam and do further testing to find out what it is. It may be nothing, but you won't know that it's nothing unless you go and get it checked out.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, this is very, very interesting. But Pastor, I've noticed that I even said it earlier. You know, it used to be when people are very, old, aged, that's when they say that, oh, maybe you have breast cancer or something. But I've noticed that now it's becoming, like young people are experiencing it. Is there anything that we have changed? What is going on that now is becoming younger and younger? What is going on?
So many things have changed. Like I said before, 80% of breast cancer is fueled by high estrogen.
Okay.
And that is the reason why even some men, because they have breast tissue, can also get breast cancer. There are many reasons why people can get breast cancer. Number one, you said, is age.
Okay.
Usually it was more prevalent among people that are, older, 40 and over, or menopausal women.
Okay.
If you have a family history of breast cancer, you are prone to that.
Okay.
Our lifestyle.
Yeah.
That to me is a big thing. And the environment that we live in now, things are not the same like back in the days. There are a lot of pollution, a lot of chemicals in the foods we eat. There are a lot of chemicals in the products as women that we use. And all those things can contribute to breast cancer. Now, another thing that can contribute to breast cancer, I said estrogen.
Okay.
Is when a woman has more weight. When you gain weight. And I found something very staggering that I want to share with everybody.
Okay.
That if you've gained, that's the statistics, that if you've gained more than 8 pounds since you graduated from high school, you are at higher risk of getting breast cancer.
What?
If you've gained more than 8 pounds. So the more pounds you've gained, the more you are prone to breast cancer. The reason is that aside from our ovaries making these hormones, fat tissue also makes estrogen. And so the more fat tissue you have, the more you're prone to having breast cancer.
Wow.
And
This
everything that we
serious.
eat nowadays, everything that we eat has a lot of fat in there. It has a lot of sugar in there. That is making us gain more weight than we ought to.
Yeah.
And also stress.
Wow.
Stress.
With all that is going on, no, Pastor, so with all that is going on, especially for the past, year, almost 2 years now, with COVID, with losing family members, not having time for your friends, just being isolated, with all that is going on, stress is at, its peak. I mean, we've all experienced it. You really have to be very cautious. Sometimes I have to catch myself. You have to be like, hey, you cannot, go there. So with all this, and stress being the center of this thing, how can we, I don't know, but how can we distress ourselves? Because it looked like, because I was reading some articles, coming here, and it looked like this thing, grow very well on stress. But we live in a season that stress too is very high. So as women, I mean, how can we control our stress level?
So stress is a very, very big topic. We have good stress and
Yeah.
we have bad stress.
Okay.
So we're going to focus on bad stress today, because sometimes when you have a project in front of you, or you're writing a book, or you have something due at work, or you have a big thing that you want to do, you go under a little bit of stress.
Okay.
And the stress that you go under is supposed to help you, and also to propel you to really do what you have to do.
Okay.
But once that project is over, once you have accomplished that task that you were embarking on, you're supposed to de-stress. Your body is supposed to come back to normal. But what has been happening with us in our society is that we just have continuous stress.
Wow.
The stress that we have nowadays, it never ends.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, we keep piling on and on and on and on. And sometimes when we really sit down to really think about some of the things that are stressing us, we find out that it's really not important. If we really can be intentional and really plan our life, some of the things that we're stressing about is unnecessary stress.
Wow.
And some of the stresses that we're stressing about have solutions. There are solutions out there.
Wow.
I believe that God has not brought us this far to leave us hanging. That there is someone that has the solution to the problem that you have. And that if we can really be intentional and we can seek the help from our friends, from our family, from our church, from our pastors, we will have solutions to the problems that we're going through, so that we won't be under constant stress.
Right.
Because the constant stress, what it does is that it increases our blood sugar, it increases our blood pressure, it tells our body that something bad is about to happen. And the body is it's called fight and flight mode.
Okay.
And that is what your body is going through 24/7. So after some time, all these stress hormones that has been released is the one that will cause problems in our bodies.
Wow. Please, if you are joining us, this woman of influence, can you please share the video for us? I'm not screening today on my page. We started screening on Woman of Influence, a page on Facebook. We are on YouTube right now and also on Instagram. So please share it. Share the video for me. This is very important. It's a topic that you can, talk about with your girlfriend, discuss it. And I pray that, we will take it serious, and each one of us, will have time to take care of ourselves. It's very important. What are some of the easiest, Princess asked a question, what are some effective breast exams to do it at home? Which one is easy to do it at home, lying or in the shower? Which one is easy? Because some people just don't know.
Whatever is comfortable for you.
Okay.
Some women, it's easier for them to do when they're in the shower.
Yeah.
When you have a little soap on your hands,
Okay.
you can glide around your breast very easily and be able to feel anything that is there. And some women, they just want to be comfortable. They want to be laying in their bed whilst you're doing it. So there's no clear-cut, easier way. It's just what you're comfortable with.
Comfortable.
Yes.
And I know your figures. Which one do you use? Do you use these two? Which one do you use?
You can use even your 3 fingers.
Okay.
Whatever you're comfortable with, you can use your 3 fingers.
Okay.
And you circle. You start from under your arm.
Yeah.
Because there's breast tissue under your arm as well.
Okay.
And that is the reason why I said that if you go on YouTube, you'll be able to find videos on that.
On that?
Yeah.
Wow. That's just amazing. Please, if you have any questions, it's welcome. Okay, ask your questions so we'll be able to answer your questions. So, Pastor, there are a lot of things that, come in effect when it comes to this. You just spoke about fat, getting heavy. Some people will also say that, oh, I'm not heavy, but it's in the family. Okay, so let's talk about it before the family one, before I ask that question.
So if it's in the family, okay, and even maybe you are very healthy, but it's in the family, what are some of the things that you would do for you not to be a victim of what is in the family? Because personally, this is what I have noticed, and this is my own personal experience. There is a lot of diseases, blood pressure, stroke, and everything in my family. And I've told myself, I'm not going to be a victim of that. And I believe with our lifestyle, we'll be able to create a new path for our own selves, instead of what our mothers and our fathers went through. But somebody strongly believes, hey, once it's in the family, I'm also supposed to be a victim of it.
No.
What can we do about that?
So the statistics shows that there is some type of genetic mutations that can subset somebody to having breast cancer. However, I believe, and that is why people will say, oh, this is in my family, my mother, my great-great-grandmother have it. But I also believe that there are certain things that is passed on. We inherit habits from our parents. If our parents were, great-great-grandparents were eating a lot of sugar, they pass it on. That is what you see when you're growing up in your home. If they're eating a lot of fatty food, if they're not exercising or any of those things, it's passed on. And so what I notice is that everybody has something in the family that will subject them to any type of disease. But it all depends on the individual, what they do with it. If you don't live your life in a certain way, then it will cause that gene to actually express itself to cause disease. If you live your life in a healthy way, then that gene that can cause a disease in your lifetime will be suppressed, and it will bypass you.
Wow.
So our lifestyle is very, very important. What we put in our mouth, we have to be intentional on what we put in our mouth. We have to be intentional. Even the friends that we keep around us.
Because they will take you to lunch.
Yeah, I know people that all the friends that they keep are heavy.
Oh.
And even that one person that is skinny think, oh, I'm the skinniest one, so I can eat whatever I want. And they also eat as bad as their friends. So even the company that you keep can do you in.
Oh, this is interesting. I mean, you are on a Woman of Influence Faith, our class that we do. So this is the class that I do. And you can join from everywhere because it's on Zoom, okay? It's a class that we do as Woman of Influence Faith. And the purpose of it is to be fit for Jesus. And I believe that when the Bible says our bodies are the temple of God, I believe that. I strongly believe that. And if God, live in this body, then you have to make sure that your body is clean. You are taking care of this body that God lives in. So we do this class, and we just talk about how to live a healthy lifestyle. It's not about diet. It's not about just one day, thing. But it's a lifestyle living. So it's very, very good. And if you are interested, you can inbox me. You can join from anywhere because we do it on Zoom. But, last week, one of my daughters on there says that because I told them no sugar, because sugar is evil. Sugar is the beginning of all these things. If you are always eating sugar, you are just building a building that doesn't have any good foundation. And one day everything will crumple down. So I told them no sugar, and she just put it on our page that this evil sugar is chasing me everywhere I go. And for me, I was laughing, I was cracking up. And I said that, tell the evil sugar to leave you alone. And one sister says that, they rebuke the evil sugar in the name of Jesus. You understand? But it was so funny
that it's a lifetime thing. And you really have to discipline yourself to say that, hey, I'm not going to do this. I don't remember the last time I touched sugar in everything. That's been years, if I'm not mistaken. It's more than 10 years, 15 years. When I decide I'm not going to touch it.
Because everything else that we eat has some type of sugar in it. As long as it has carbohydrate in there, it will have some type of sugar. When it goes inside your body, it's going to break down into sugar first. Before insulin comes and use it for the energy that we need. And so if you're eating beans, even broccoli has some, because it has some carbohydrate in it, it will break down into sugar. So if you're eating all the healthy stuff, plus eating your ice cream, your cakes, your donuts, and everything, that is double, triple, quadruple sugar that you're putting in your body. And what you're telling your body to do is give me more insulin. And sometimes the insulin will secrete so much that after some time it doesn't even work anymore, and that's called insulin resistance. And also when you have a lot of fat in your body, the insulin does not work effectively. So what do you have? You have sugar that is circling in your body because the insulin is really not being used to break it down, which is going to be feeding any abnormal cell that is growing in your body.
So
God cancer is abnormal cell growth. You know, our body, God has created our body in such a magnificent way that it has the ability to heal itself. Okay? So day in and day out, that is the reason why you can get a cut on your skin, and eventually the cut will heal and you wouldn't even see the trace of the scar anymore. Because new cells the old cell has gone away and new cells have been made. And how do you make new cell? Is by what you put in your body, the food that you eat. Your fruits, your vegetables is your #1 weapon which heals your body. Which breaks down any old cell and makes new cells. So if you're not eating all those right things, then your body is not working the way it's supposed to work. And the old cells that has broken down, that needs to leave your body, these fruits and vegetables is what is going to help them to really leave your body. If they stay there, they can have the ability to begin to grow because your body doesn't need it anymore. And so once it stays there, it can turn into abnormal cells. And then you have the sugar, you have the fats, and of course the estrogen. And so it's just going to create its own blood supply, and it will begin to grow until it spreads all over your body.
Oh, may God help us. May God help us. So Princess have another question. She was asking if we get our genes, half from both parents. So if your father, a man, carry breast cancer, can a daughter also have it through that?
Well, breast cancer forms in the breast tissue. Normally in the milk ducts. So once you have a breast, you are prone to having breast cancer if you don't take care of yourself.
So the whole thing is, maybe let's say that if your mother or your aunties have it, it's not automatically that you too will have it?
Nope, it's not automatic. You don't have to have it. If you don't engage in the same lifestyle that they're in, and you take care of yourself, and you manage your stress really well, you don't have to have it. You don't. You don't have to have it. And that is why we are here today to talk about these things. That is why we are preaching a total life change for us, so that it will bypass us.
That's awesome. Pastor, let's touch about the exercise, because exercise is another very good aspect when it comes to how to maintain your weight, the fat aspect, and even your breast health, exercise, you know, will do. So how important it is for us to incorporate exercise in our day-to-day routine?
So exercise is 100% very good.
Okay.
You know, as simple as walking 30 minutes every day, brisk walking 30 minutes every day will improve your overall health. So when it comes to breast cancer, when you exercise, remember the fat.
Yeah.
When you have a higher fat content, your risk for breast cancer increases. So when you exercise and you lose weight, you decrease your risk of breast cancer.
Okay.
And aside from that, exercise will reduce your stress. It will release hormones that will make you happy, like
Okay.
endorphins. It will make you
Yeah.
feel good. It will make you feel better about yourself. You know, when people start exercising, because they're releasing the endorphins and they're losing weight, all of a sudden, even the way they walk changes. The way they feel about themselves changes. Sometimes even the way they talk changes because they are overall feeling good. And when you're feeling good, it reduces your stress. As much as also helping your internal body be in balance.
Okay. Wow. That is very good. We have a couple of questions here. Can hormones therapy cause breast cancer?
Yes. Because remember, I said 80% of breast cancer is fueled by estrogen.
Okay.
Okay, so when you go through menopause, the ovaries that are supposed to make estrogen is not there anymore. And so if you have a lot of fat on your body, the estrogen is going to be coming from your fat. Okay?
Yeah.
And many women after menopause, they gain a lot of weight, you know. And we always say that, oh, I'm growing, so I need to gain weight. You know, when a woman gets, in our culture, when a woman gets married, they say, oh, I need to gain weight so that everybody will know that my husband is taking really very good care of me.
You are dying. Your husband is killing you.
Yes.
Not taking very good.
So, or even after having babies, you notice that a lot of women, they'll stay home. They'll stay home for like 3 months, and you're cooking and you're feeding them, and then they come out and they're like double the size, and they blame it on I'm breastfeeding or it's because of the baby. That is a no. We just found out that if you gain more than 8 pounds or even greater than 25 pounds from your high school days, you have already increased your risk. Ooh. So as it is now, I have to lose some weight.
Oh, you have something.
I need to lose some weight.
Some of us are hitting the gym tomorrow.
You know.
Anyway,
So hormone replacement therapy, you're putting in back the estrogen and the progesterone, and that increases your risk for breast cancer because the estrogen is going to, you know, the lump or the abnormal cell is going to be feeding on the estrogen to grow. So yes, hormone replacement therapy.
Ooh, okay. So, because it's those who have
hot flashes.
Yes, and all those things. Is it part of it?
So once your ovaries are not making the estrogen anymore, and the hormone level has subsided, that is when women go through hot flashes, when they go through menopause. And so what usually happens is that they go to the doctor because they don't like what they're feeling, and they want the doctor to give them back the hormones so that it will decrease the symptoms that they're feeling. But it can cause breast cancer. So there are other alternatives other alternative ways that women can do, things that they can do other than doing the hormone replacement, you know, so that they don't increase their risk of breast cancer.
So what about this area that, you know, sometimes it's kind of, they don't even want you to talk about. People who want to change their sex. You know, there are women, they want to change to be a man. The man, they want to change to be a woman. Those things, and there's a lot of hormones, you know, involved in that aspect that they do. How does it help them?
Oh, that's a whole other topic. That is a whole other topic, because when you have all those hormones in your body, see, hormones, the way God has created hormones is that they work with precision and balance.
Okay.
It is only God that knows how to mix the hormones up to help us to live a good well-being life, right?
Okay, yeah.
So once we begin to start experimenting and putting hormones in and taking hormones out, we are causing some kind of imbalance in our system. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is the reason why even women, when they have hormonal imbalance or their hormonal balance is off, they don't feel good. It can even affect their mood, and it can affect their weight. It can affect even their response to stress.
Yeah.
So when you start introducing a lot of hormones in your body, you have to be ready for the consequences that come with it, because it's not the way it's supposed to be.
Wow. God help us. What about our diet? What about when it comes to our diet? Because I know that too is a very important, I always say is that you have to see, you know, your diet as a form of worship too, you know, because whatever you put in is very important. You know, whatever you put in is what your body is forming. Your body is whatever is going. You know, sometimes you eat and you finish, you want to sleep. Some food you eat, you finish, and you are happy. You know, so whatever you are putting in is very, very important. When we are talking about breast health, does our diet also determine how healthy it will be?
Yes, diet and lifestyle is number one.
Okay.
You know, food is medicine.
Yeah.
You know, because when you think about it, every nutrient we put in our body, or every food we put in our body, has to be broken down by our digestive system,
Okay.
to turn into nutrients so that it can keep us healthy. It can fuel us to keep us going. It's like when you go to the gas station and you put gas in your car so that the car will run the way that it has been created to run. That is the same thing with our body. Now, what has been happening is that the food that we think is good for us is really not what is good for us.
Wow.
It is really what is killing us. Like the high fat foods, the processed foods, the high sugar foods, all those things, when you eat it, it makes you feel very full, really fast. And those are the things that our body does not want that. Our body wants whole foods. Our body wants food in its natural state, so that it can give us the fuel that we need to sustain us, for us to live a healthy life. Okay? So when we're eating a lot of high-fat foods, high sugar foods, a lot of processed foods, it's not doing us any good. What it's actually doing...
Pastor, typically, when you go to a fast food joint, I'm not going to name any one of them because you eating it, you know what I'm talking about. When you go to there, you get burger, you get whatever they have, you get a cup of big, you know, soda.
Super size.
You know, one time, you remember?
Super size.
Super size. You remember New York mayor wanted to cancel the super size and people were fighting him. And those who were fighting him were people who obesity have made them, you know, like disabled. And those are the people who were fighting him. And I'm like, okay, I don't even want to go there. But when you go to a point like that and you get a food like that, what is it doing to your body? Because somebody said that I don't know what you're talking about.
So first of all, it's non-nutritious foods. Because everything in there is processed. So they have taken the nutrients that is in the food out, and they have replaced it with chemicals and things that will taste good to the mouth, so that you will come back for more. So they have experts that have been trained and have been paid to taste food, so that the food will be in a way that when you eat it, you go back for more. That when you eat it, your brain will say, I want more of this. And that is the reason why sometimes you eat like a chip or something, and it tastes so good that you just want more and more and more and more. It has triggered something in your brain. It has released a chemical in your brain that is telling you, I want more, I want more, I want more. And if I don't eat this, I will die. Like, you know how sometimes I have patients that will come to the office and you tell them, oh, don't eat this, don't eat that. Oh my God, if I don't eat this, miss, I will die. But really and truly, if you don't eat it, you will live. You're actually going to die when you eat it. And so that's what is happening, that they have put things in the food that will make it taste good, that will make our brain think that that is what we need. And that is the reason why the whole foods that is really supposed to help us, to sustain us, most of the time when we eat it, we don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it is at its natural state, the way it's supposed to be, the way God made it to be.
Yeah.
That is going to sustain us, but we don't want it. And they have enhanced those other foods so that we can eat more of it.
And you know, one of the excuses that sometimes people also make is, whole food is expensive. And I always say that, wait till you are sick and you see your time, the medication, how expensive it is. The reason why I don't like sickness is it consumes my time that I could have done something productive with. You know, so when you are sick, it's not just your sickness. It's taking you time. It's taking you 3 days, you know, to recover. 3 days, you could have done something better. But you are here, you are lying there. Then the medication that they will prescribe and everything. So if you are talking about whole food, organic food, good food being expensive, just wait and see the other side. Okay, so I would prefer to eat whole food and make my body healthier, and I won't be sick and waste time and waste resource, money, you know, time that you spend with your children, time to do all those things. Maybe you are not seeing it that way. You understand? But if you see it that way, you know that eating, you know, healthy is more, actually less expensive than
because
anything.
Food is medicine. So if you put the right medicine in your body will work for you the way God has intended it to work. So when it comes to breast cancer, whole food at its natural state, a lot of greens, dark greens, spinach, kale, collard greens, mustard greens, those are powerhouses for our bodies. And all those colorful fruits and vegetables. The color or the pigment in the fruit has a certain chemical that helps to kill these cancer cells. Because remember, these cancer cells, they make their own blood vessels that brings nutrients to them. And so you need to eat these foods that will counteract and kill those blood vessels, which will eventually shut down the abnormal cells. And that is the greens. The veggies. And one thing we also want to do is we want to decrease red meats. We want to decrease red meats because the red meats have chemicals in there, especially now that they want to produce so much. They're giving all these cows and goats and chickens a lot of hormones so that they can grow up very quickly for us. And so they also are carrying their own hormones, and we are ingesting the extra hormones that they have in their meats and milks into our body. And that is also feeding the abnormal cells. So we want to eliminate that. I know that's hard, but you can try as simple as I'm going to, instead of eating meat 7 days a week, I'm going to slowly cut it down. I'll make it 6, then I'll make it 5, then I'll make it 4, then I'll make it 3, then I'll make it 1 day a week. And eventually you wouldn't even want it anymore. I have friends that are vegetarians and they've done really, really well.
Wow.
And they say that now they can't even stand the smell of meat.
I know. Wow.
And so those things will really help to decrease the risk. So whole foods, exercise, and reducing stress,
yes,
will help us reduce our risk of breast cancer.
wow. Oh my God. I pray that this information, you will do something about it. You know, take it, don't just listen to it, but take this information and do something about it. Just take care of your body. This will not be the last time Pastor is going to be here. We're going to pick it up in our next show, but we will have to end today. If you have any questions, you can still inbox us, okay? You can still inbox us on all other YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can still inbox us, and we will make sure that we will address all your questions in the next show. But today is not the last day. We're going to give Pastor the last words. And Pastor, any last words?
So what I want to say is that women over 40, you have to do your your mammogram once you hit 40, unless you have a very strong family history of it, then your doctor will order you to do it before you're 40. But once you hit 40, you have to do it every year. Don't skip, just do it every year. You also need to go to your doctor at least once a year for your women's health checkup. At that time, your doctor will check your breast, which is a clinical breast exam, and your doctor will give you your order form or your requisition to go do your mammogram. Don't skip it, and make sure that you're eating whole foods, cutting down on red meats and sugar and fats, reduce your stress. Get into a group like your church where you can get support. You know, if you don't have a mom, there are so many people around that you can take as moms. I always tell my patients, I said, family does not have to be blood. God will always bring someone in your life that will even treat you better than some family members. And when God gives you that, take it and let that person be your confidant. Let that person be the one that you talk to. And whatever that you need, God has it somewhere. It's with somebody, it's in a place, it is somewhere. So don't ever think that you're by yourself. Don't ever think that you are doomed. Don't ever think that there's no way out. There's always a way out. And God, when you ask him, he will lead you to the people that will help you.
Wow. That's a very, very great information right there. Very great advice. You know, let's do this together. That's what Women of Influence for, to impart, to influence, and to make each other better. So please make sure. I didn't like those mammograms at all because it's painful and they're smashing their girls and like, oh. But guess what? I'm not growing younger. I'm going in numbers, so I have to do it every year. You know, so please make sure that you are doing it, and make sure that maybe you are taking, vitamin. You are taking your vitamins and all those things. It's very, very, very important. But thank you so much for watching the show today. Please continue to share the videos, tag your friends to come in, like Woman of Influence on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed to our channel there. On Instagram, we are there too. So follow us and share it with your friends. We thank you so much for joining us today. And we will see you next week, which is November. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful topics that we have and wonderful shows. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much, and God bless you. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for taking time out to join us today. We pray that today's discussion will encourage and help you moving forward as a man or woman of influence. We look forward to seeing you next week as we explore another topic of interest. The preceding program is sponsored by the partners and friends of Women of Influence and GraceplaceTV. For more information on the Women of Influence show, please visit our website at www.womenofinf.com or follow us on our various social media platforms. You can watch our past episodes on our Women of Influence YouTube channel. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you have a question, comment, inquiry, or testimony, we would like to hear from you. Feel free to email us. This show will not be possible without the support of viewers like you. If you would like to partner with us or donate to the Women of Influence show, you may do so by any of the provided mediums. Thank you.
Women of influence. The glory of the Lord shine on you.